Hello everyone. So it's been a while since I've posted and I've actually been doing a lot with my Jeep Cherokee, and I wanted today to show you guys the new setup I have, my overlanding setup in my Jeep, and just kind of give you guys an in-depth tutorial and how I did everything and how everything works. So the first thing I want to get into is the bed frame, how I did it, just all the details of the bed frame, any questions you guys could have. So the first thing is I basically just got some cheap wood from Walmart or Lowe's, and then I just put some, just some plywood on top as a sturdy top there, and then I just built a frame, obviously measured so it would clear the sides there. So that's what I did for that. I'll get into the drawers in a minute. And then for the actual mattress is a 3-inch memory foam pad. I just went ahead and picked up from Walmart, and I actually went ahead and carpeted the entire bed frame. The bed frame carpet I just got from O'Reilly Auto Parts and AutoZone, and it matched pretty well with the interior, as you can see. The bed frame is designed to be level all the way through. If you know, in the Jeep Cherokees, from the back to all the way up front, the back seats go up at a slant when they're completely folded down. So I just went ahead and did some measurements and got that nice and level. The neat thing about this bed frame is you can actually take out specific sections. So as you can see right here, these two are two separate pieces. So say I wanted my back seats and I just wanted the overlanding kitchen and everything, I can take out this middle piece here completely and just flip up the seats. The bed frame is not anchored down in any way, so I can easily adjust things, slide things in and out when I need to. The neat thing about this whole setup is that you can take all of it out and then just have the Jeep how it was before, or put it in X, Y, and Z. Another neat thing that I did was, rather than, some of the bed frames I saw online where they would come up to back here behind the seats and keep both seats up and put poles down in the middle there, I actually had this come all the way up to the passenger seat, and it would rest on top of the passenger seat folded. But the cool thing is, if I have more than one person or I want all this space, I can actually just lift this all the way up, and it's on hinges, and I can flip these feet up, and the whole bed frame will just flip back completely. So then when I'm driving, I can still have the entire bed frame in, and I can just have the front seat up without any worries, and it will just fold back on top of each other. And then when I get to my location, all I got to do is just push the seat down and then flip this down, and then we're good to go. Also, just one more quick thing I want to show you. This is how I drive with it. So I just pull out this piece of the bed, which would go on here. You just fold that back like that, and then you have all the room to put stuff on top of the bed, and then you can just literally come over here, and then lift the seat back up. You have room to adjust it and everything. And that's what it looks like in the back when I guess you could say, in driving mode. So yes, as you can see, the bed frame is completely level throughout the car, and it adjusts to the height of the seats, so it stays level all the way through, so have a nice comfort feel. Also, one other thing I completely forgot to mention is this actually will sleep 2 people. I have slept, me and my girlfriend back here. I actually can take this headrest off and just put a pillow right here, and I get the longer side. I'm like 6'1", and I fit really well in here. My girlfriend is 5'7", and she fit well right here as well. So I just wanted to mention that. And then for privacy, I actually got the WeatherTech window covers, and I just keep all of them under here. I just keep these ones on at all times so you can see that it's on right now. And then it literally just fits into the window, and I can just pull it off or put it on. And those work perfectly, blacks out the windows, so we get complete and total privacy inside of the Jeep when we sleep at night. Next, I'm going to be getting into all of the electricals in this setup that I have. A lot of it isn't really, like, you can't go back to factory. So I've made the complete commitment to set up everything the way I have it set up. But I'm really happy with it, and I'm just going to go into details on what everything does, how it all works. So yeah. So the first thing I am going to get into is, I guess, the brains of how everything is powered. I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, I could see, you know, a fan and other stuff over there. Wouldn't that be bad running that off your battery? But I'm actually not running any of that off of my car battery. So as you can see, this is where the spare tire was. Now, as you guys know, I do have aftermarket tires and wheels. So a spare tire, you know, would either have to go on the outside somewhere. It wouldn't fit down there. So I don't have my spare in there. So down under below, I actually put in a Jackery 500, as you can see. Down there, it's kind of hard to see, but 100% battery. So basically, this is what powers everything in my camping setup. It's 500 watt hours, so that will last a very, very, very long time. And I also have a way of recharging it while I'm driving on the road, even parked and during the day. So basically, as you can see, it has 3 USBs. It has 1 regulated DC volt or DC port there. So anything from mini fridges to heated blankets, etc. And then over here, I have an AC outlet. And I'll get into how I charge this next. So basically, as you can see, it's getting power right now, which doesn't really make sense because I'm in a garage. But I have on top of my car, on my Gobi roof rack, I have installed a Bougie RV 100 watt solar panel. This solar panel powers that Jackery 500. So I just mounted that up here. I just ran some screws through the bottom with some washers and put a nut on it, and it, you know, it's not going anywhere. I cut off the sides there so that it wasn't resting on the cables, and then it just basically runs all the way through here into this grommet, and then I just sealed the grommet up, and then it runs through the top of the ceiling here, down through the sides here, all the way under the floor, and then basically right to here. So basically, you know, I could go out for a whole day. I can go do things such as skiing. I can go ski all day, you know, use this at night to heat myself. And then by the time I'm back from skiing, this will be back up to 100% power because this power station can accept 100 watts of solar. So basically, as long as the sun's out, I'm going to have enough power for anything. Now, of course, you know, no sun, then I might want to find an outlet to plug into, or while I'm driving, I can just plug it into my 12 volt right there, off my battery. But I just wanted to feel comfortable, you know, in the event that I will never drain my battery. So I just have a solar panel up top to charge that up. So the next part I'm going to get into is all my electricals mounted on my MFC off-road Moly tactical panels on either side here. So I'll just start over here. So over here, I just have a fire extinguisher for safety reasons. I just have a speaker here, Bluetooth speaker. It's just on a Velcro strap, so I can just pull that on and off. And then I also have a carbon monoxide detector for safety reasons, obviously. And then over here, this is where my main electricals are. This is where all the important stuff is. So right here, I just got this little, I guess it would be like a backpacking fan. You know, it's nothing too crazy. And it's not perfectly set up, but it just sits here on these, you know, these, zip ties. And I have the option to either plug it in or just run it off batteries. And it just has 2 settings. And, you know, I mainly lay there, so I just allow that to just blow all night, which is cool. And this literally sucks in, I think, a watt of power. And then over here, this is the main setup here. So right here, I have the lowest watts output heater I could find. This is a Honeywell heater. And then over here, I have a Digitin thermostat. So you can see here that I have this little switch here. I turn that on, and then that cuts on all the power to everything. So what this will allow me to do is adjust how much, you know, what the temperature should be in the car. So basically, this will draw anywhere from 150 to on low mode, and then 250 on high mode, which is a lot of watts. My power station that I have down there will be drained within probably, I'd say, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours of consistent running off of this thing. So the setup that I have here is I have the Honeywell here, just mounted on a little plate. And then I have the thermostat, which will adjust. So I can adjust the threshold. So say I want it to be 50 degrees in my car. I can set the lowest it could go to 45 and the highest it could go to 60. When the temperature in the car would drop below 45 degrees, it would cut the heater on. And it would heat the car up to, you know, around 50 to 60 degrees, and then it would cut the heater off. and then it would just repeat that all night. So it could help me reserve power, which is really, really neat and a really, really cool setup that I have. And you can see that over here, I actually ran I guess the little thermostat gauge, whatever you would call it. That comes out right here. So it just runs through the ceiling of the car. So rather than the heater just being right next to it, I've saw a lot of stuff on that. If you have this too close to the heater, it would never work properly because it would be taking in the heat from that. So that's that there. And then turn that off. And then this here is just extra lighting. I just put in a light back here on the ceiling so I can see farther down here. And then I have a light up above that I do need to replace because it's a little broken. It's not that bright, but that will just help me see outside as well. And then these here are just for Christmas lights, just to be, you know, festive, cozy. And yeah, that is it for the heating and cooling system. All right, so last but not least, I'm gonna get into the drawer systems. Just keep in mind, I am not a carpenter. I've literally taken no wood cutting classes or any of that stuff. So this is just all to the best of my ability. So I'll get into the smaller drawer first. So this is just a normal pull-in drawer here. As you can see, it comes all the way out like that. And that's what it looks like. So I just made a little area. I keep my propane bottles right here, and then the nozzle for the grill. This here is my heated blanket, and this is what I mainly use to heat myself. I was able to run this 10 to 11 hours. I slept 10 to 11 hours in this. And when I woke up and checked the battery bank was only down to, I think, 45, 50%. So this takes in low watts. It's DC rather than AC. It will take in, I think, about 50, and then it will cut itself off and come back on, cut itself off, etc. So normally this would be up there, and I just keep clothes in here or ski gear when I go skiing in these drawers right here. So next is the kitchen setup. So basically how I designed this is it's I guess you would say like a multi-level or multi-stage pull-out system. So I can just pull this out here like so. And this here is just the top here. That is where I keep all of the kitchen stuff. You know, nothing crazy right now. I can keep small foods up here. I keep, you know, pots and pans. And, you know, I just have this little tray here for silverware and cutting knife and spatula there. And then I actually keep this piece of scrap wood in here. And I just slide this under here. So just give me a second so I can do that. And what the point of that is that's to help the stability of the whole setup. So when I have the grill pulled out all the way, it's nice and secure. So as you can see, I just slide that literally all the way under there because I don't have, I couldn't figure out a way to have feet on that and have it slide all the way in because keep in mind, you know, we're already relatively close to the ceiling. Not that bad, but still pretty close. And I didn't want to make this any taller or any lower. And I knew I wanted to sleep 2 people. So I had to build the drawing systems underneath the bed. And I had to make sure I could clear this lip here and all that. So anyways, so once you slide that piece under, you're good to go ahead. And you can pull this all the way out like that. So that's how that looks when it's pulled all the way out. And yeah, so you can basically just grill off of this, you know, pull that out, get the propane out. I have this little hook here. I just get a little Velcro strap to put around this to help support the propane bottle, or you can, you know, you can take this and, you know, hang that on there if you really want, like that. It just depends, but it's a really neat setup. I go, you know, camping and all that stuff a lot. It's kind of cool that I can have a setup where I can go off grid and cook and eat and sleep and, you know, have power from the solar panels, and I can stay comfortable at night, you know, while I'm sleeping, whether it's hot or cold. You know, I think I slept in this, the coldest so far I've slept in this was, I think, like 20 degrees outside. And, you know, we're still just getting into winter, and I literally was sweating at night. My girlfriend kept the heated blanket on her, but it was too hot for me. But yeah, so that's just the grill setup. I just have a little cutout right here for obviously the propane nozzle and all that. And then, once you're done, you can just, put this back, and then you just can actually just pop out this piece of wood. So then you just slide the piece of wood out, and you just lift up a little bit, pull it out, and then I just keep the piece of wood right in there. And then now it's, free again. And you can see it's a little wobbly when I don't have the wood under it. And then you can just push it back, push that in like that. And then you just have to sometimes lift up like that, so then it goes on there. And then you can just push the whole thing in there. Unfortunately, one thing I do wish I had was locking slides. I don't, so I actually just kind of keep this, a bunch of tools in there. I just keep this like this, and I just put that under there, and then put it like that, and then none of the drawers or anything will slide out or open while I'm driving. So yeah, that is the whole setup. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or at BlackhawkKL. Or you go ahead and leave a comment as well. I will be responding to everyone's questions the best I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys have any other questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.